Excuse me, you feeling cold? You might want to brace yourself, because Cole Palmer, he's been playing all of us. Back in March, the internet exploded after Palmer ran straight off the pitch mid-game, diving into the crowd like a man escaping disaster. Memes flew in, fans roasted him, joking that he'd run more outside the pitch than he ever did inside it. Some even wished he was running straight to Saudi Arabia. The verdict from the football world? Brutal. Palmer was finished, or at least, that's what he wanted us to think. Fast forward just a few months. Chelsea were standing at the gates of the measly Conference League final, their entire reputation on the line. Palmer, he had just 3 assists across his last 30 matches. Even his own supporters were starting to lose faith. Chelsea were this close to being eliminated, and Anthony the GOAT was licking his lips. And then, just like that, Palmer turned it on. In 5 minutes, he dropped 2 assists out of nowhere. The drought was over. The narrative was shattered. 276 days without doing it, and then he did it. Twice. Suddenly, Chelsea weren't going out. Suddenly, Palmer wasn't finished, but he wasn't done rewriting the story. Next stop, the Club World Cup. He'd gone 6 months and 28 matches without a single goal from open play. Then, boom, one of the most electric final performances of the decade against PSG. It was so savage, so surgical, the Parisians lost it by the final whistle. Tantrums, chaos, rage. There's got to be a conspiracy here, right? Some trick, some master plan. Or maybe, just maybe, the football world rushed to judgment too fast. Because here's the plot twist. During those terrible months, Palmer led all of Europe in goal-scoring chances created. That's right, more than anyone. And when you compare this so-called collapse to last season, he only had 3 fewer goals from open play, 3 fewer assists. That's it. But the headlines had already written him off. People forgot how it all started and who it started with. Enter Enzo Maresca. When Maresca took over, everyone had an opinion. Some said it was a perfect match. They'd worked together at City's academy. Others warned it could be a disaster. After all, Maresca had been Pep's assistant, the same system that many believed had stifled Palmer's development in the first place. Would history repeat itself? Then came the league opener. 2 games in, Palmer broke the deadlock before halftime with what would become the Premier League goal of the month. That made him the first player ever to win the award in back-to-back months. But he wasn't finished. He returned from the locker room and, in just 14 minutes, delivered 3 assists. And if it weren't for 2 hat tricks elsewhere that month, Palmer would have had Player of the Month wrapped up. September kicked off with Palmer teeing up a tap-in for Nicholas Jackson. Few games later, he scored one himself. Then against Brighton, Chelsea fell behind. And that's when Palmer exploded. Penalty, free kick, and then another goal, all in 9 minutes. That was the 5th fastest hat trick in Premier League history, but he wasn't satisfied. Brighton pulled one back. Palmer struck again. 4 goals before halftime, the greatest first half in Premier League history. Period. And yet somehow still underrated. People forget, as Maresca said, Palmer could have scored 2 or 3 more. He hit the post. VAR denied him. He was everywhere. So dangerous that during a corner, a commentator joked, "Could he score from here?" Even his only error, a missed one-on-one, was met with a shrug. Well, he's human after all. Maybe not, because according to his heat map, he was playing so deep he almost looked like a right back. And still, he dictated the match. His primary role wasn't to score, it was to create. And boy, did he deliver. A gorgeous first-touch pass to Madueke, off the post. An identical setup to Jackson, wasted. Palmer left that game without an assist. But the warning signs were clear. As the season went on, his teammates kept wasting his genius. By season's end, Salah led the league in progressive passes received. Palmer, he was almost dead last among Chelsea attackers. Let that sink in. After that match, Maresca dubbed him the best player in the league. The league seemed to agree. Palmer was finally handed the Player of the Month award. Then, after an assist against Forest, England fans voted him Player of the Year. Despite Gareth Southgate benching him through most of the Euros, the fans knew. He came back and scored the winner against Newcastle. November, no goals, no assists, but only 3 games. As soon as December hit, he was back. An assist here, a screamer against Villa there. That strike not only froze the keeper in place, it marked Palmer's 30th Premier League goal for Chelsea in just 46 matches. Hazard needed 88. Drogba needed 67. Palmer, already there, with more assists than both. He wasn't just scoring, he was pressing like a machine. One moment against Villa, he harassed Tielemans until Martinez panicked and gave away a free kick on the goal line. He followed that with another goal, tying Hasselbank's record for most goals in a calendar year for Chelsea. And just 4 days later, Tottenham. Chelsea were losing 2-1. Palmer steps up, converts the penalty, breaks the record. And yes, it was just a penalty, but it also matched Yaya Touré's record for most converted spot kicks without ever missing. Then he stepped up again. This time, he hit a Panenka, ice cold, 3 points. Chelsea surged within 3 of the top. Palmer mania had reached its peak. But then, the cracks appeared. His goal against Fulham couldn't save them from defeat. His brilliance versus Palace, only good enough for a draw. His dummy against Bournemouth, same story. 4 matches without a win. Chelsea were slipping, and Palmer's last open play goal would be his last for 6 months. Sure, a deflected cross found the net, another forced an own goal, but the FA Cup, gone. Knocked out by Brighton, again. The same team he'd torched months earlier, then Brighton smashed them 4-0, 12 matches, just 3 wins. Chelsea were teetering on the edge of missing out on Europe. March rolled around. Chelsea found some form again. But then, the unthinkable. Palmer missed a penalty, his first ever. Maresca tried to cover for him, said he was sick, had a fever, even had diarrhea, which, to be fair, explained why Palmer ran off the pitch as soon as he was subbed. And right after that, injury, his first in over a year and a half, sidelined for 3 weeks, with Spurs around the corner and UCL spots hanging in the balance. The media pounced. Palmer's breakout season was a myth, they said. Just a bunch of penalties and a couple of hot streaks. The glow was gone. Some blamed fatigue. Some said he was crumbling under pressure. Others blamed tactics or teammates or the system. And truth is, everyone had a point. Palmer was fouled nearly twice as often this season. He did create the most chances in Europe between December and February. But Jackson missed 7 of them. 7! Some fans called it bad luck. Others pointed to the numbers, his XA, his shooting rate, and claimed this was just natural regression. But in my opinion, the answer lies in Maresca's system. Slower, more methodical, possession-heavy. Palmer, who once thrived in fast transitions, now looked restrained, leashed. And when Chelsea finally faced Spurs, Palmer returned. He assisted the winner. Then Chelsea got humbled by Leverkusen. Maresca shrugged it off. He insisted it was mental, not tactical. But I disagree. Transitioning from Pochettino to Maresca wasn't instant. And sure enough, Chelsea's XG from fast breaks declined precisely as Palmer's form dipped. That wasn't a coincidence. It was cause and effect. Maresca had said it himself. He didn't like the chaos. He wanted ugly wins, slower games, tactically sound football. That choice, it cost Palmer. So what changed? Liverpool. That's when things clicked. Palmer scored, yes, a penalty, but more importantly, he adapted, controlled the tempo, picked his moments, created 4 chances, hit the post, took over the match. 3 points. UCL qualification back on the table. And despite everything, despite the media, the injuries, the criticism, he still got nominated for PFA Player of the Year. And then, the grand finale, Conference League final. Palmer turned master manipulator, not just a counter-attacking wizard anymore. Now he controlled build-up, dictated pace, created danger slowly and deliberately. 2 assists, man of the match. First player since Marcelo to hit 2 assists in a European final. The crowd roared his name. Then came the Club World Cup, high stakes, new pressure, new opponents. Palmer, he was reborn. An assist in the round of 16, a decisive goal in the quarters. Then started the semi as a center mid. Maresca trusted him to command the entire system, and PSG had no idea what hit them. Palmer broke them apart. 2 goals and an assist. Man of the match, Club World Cup champion, Empire State Building lit in blue. So now, as the lights shine brighter than ever, it's time to face a new reality. Cole Palmer was never finished. He was just getting started. If you liked the video, do well to like and subscribe to the channel for more interesting football stories.